so much for being here. Definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and share the video. Tonight we're gonna, finale of videos that we're gonna be talking about is the Kevin Hart response to the roast. Did you guys watch that? Did you guys get into that? See a little bit of it? What's up?
Yeah, I saw it, and in the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh, well,
saw enough of it.
the actual roast itself. Did you watch
No,
that?
I didn't watch the roast, but I saw the part where they're mad at. You know, yeah.
Okay. 3M, did you
No,
watch it at all
I've
or
seen some videos strolling across YouTube about it, but I didn't actually see it.
okay. Yeah, I turned it on and I fell asleep. Um to be honest. I was trying to watch it to kind of get the vibe of it. I did see a lot of parts of it, but then eventually I did fall asleep. So we'll get into that. I did find other videos, and so like I said, all my videos disappeared from behind the scenes. So we're just gonna pull them up one by one. This first video, y'all know tonight's conversation be having an interesting conversation.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
And this one is a little off, but I think sometimes when people go to these shows, I think Arpane, you said it that, or somebody said it, that sometimes these questions are scripted or they give them these
Yeah,
questions.
that was me.
Yeah.
I
So
told him.
yeah, so on this one, the feedback is a little, I don't know if it's off or if I don't know. We'll get into it. Y'all let me know, okay?
Do when you have fell out of love with your husband for not providing and have fallen back in love with your ex who is currently having a baby but is willing to risk it all?
I'm gonna be
Risk it all. What?
quick, cause you at the wrong podcast.
I would absolutely hate to be your husband. That's just wild work to me. Like, you're willing to leave your husband for another that got a baby on the way. That is crazy
not,
work.
No, let me correct that. That is not why I'm leaving my husband. What I left him for was because he was not able to provide for me. This was something that has been going on for a year and a half.
Was he ever able to
A
provide?
year and a half? That's a season.
So yes, I married him because he was able to provide. He was there to secure. He was able.
Out of here.
You said a year and a half. That's a season. You ain't even giving him a chance to overcome whatever he was going through. You supposed to help him through that. You know what I'm saying?
So how long? Okay, I understand that.
Till death do you part. Till death do you part. Till death do you part.
Okay.
She don't understand that, and she can't comprehend that.
Yeah, she's like, how long? Like, girl, it's only been a year.
I think you would be doing him a huge service by leaving him because you're horrible to have even married him. Not as a person, I don't know you as a person, but to have even married somebody out of convenience and out of obligation because you probably just wanted to be married. I think you guys should both go your separate ways so that you can find people who love you and who you love.
Let me just add this point. If you love someone based on conditions, when they do not meet those conditions, you are going to try to find a way out. If God loved us based on conditions,
Talk about it.
you have to make a decision to love someone. You may have moments to where you fall out of love, but you got to make that decision every day. We talking about, it may be some situational stuff. What if she go through menopause and then he just say, I don't love her no more, and I'm going to deal with my ex and stuff like that? We'll be beating him down. So before people choose to get married, make sure that you are not a conditional lover because it is doomed to fail. That's the wrong foundation to create to begin with.
My biggest concern is not necessarily her, but it's that ripple effect that being in a relationship can make happen. Because if she decides to go back to the ex, she's affecting her husband, she's affecting her ex, she's affecting her ex's baby mom who was pregnant with this guy's kid, and she's affecting that child. So your poor decision making is going to affect 5 other lives.
Right. Oh, what we thinking? What we thinking?
I mean, these people actually said something that had to be scripted, man. Because that's the first time. No, not that, but that's the first time they sounded like real people to me. I'm serious. I hear them, and the lady I think she just got people have their own blindness sometimes. I don't think she should have said what she said in the mirror to really hear what she sounded like before she ever said that out loud.
Right.
I think she got the criticism she deserved. You know, I mean, and this is where, and this, I'm gonna land it here. This is why I get not upset. I correct people when they talk, especially women. And now more than often, I hear people call partnerships and say that my partner as opposed to my husband and my wife, because it's almost as bad as going secular to non-secular. Because if you're a non-secular covenant, you're not just partners. That's a subset, right? If you're a secular, it's like, hey, that's my partner. That means it's conditional. A partnership is a conditional arrangement. You hang up your end of the bargain, and subliminally, that's what people are calling each other, partners. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a mistake. And I said, as long as you're saying that, don't get married. Just sign some paperwork. Stop ruining the covenant of marriage with your statistics. They blow the statistics out. She's the kind of woman, and guys like that, they blow the statistics by getting married when they shouldn't be married at all.
Yeah, she reminds me of that lady that got on there and said she had brain surgery 2 times and now she don't feel appreciated. And gonna leave her man because he sat there and took care of her. When you're caretaking for somebody, that's a lot of work. Like that ain't just, you just ain't cooking a meal, or you just ain't cleaning. Like she literally probably couldn't even walk.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman that you just brought up, uh, you know, she like uh I guess the guy might have fallen on hard times or whatever. Maybe he was providing for her, and then all of a sudden in this economy, things happen. Maybe he got laid off or whatever the case may be, right? So she just not grateful,
She's
and
just selfish.
yes,
She's selfish.
Well, she's selfish, but she told the truth. See, the thing is, she actually told the truth of what she thought about this guy. Right? She didn't love this guy at all. She married him because he could take care of her, and that was it. And she was right. Once that condition was gone, she was out the door. She out the door. Golly. It happens, man. I'm surprised at their reactions. They usually soft shoe to people like that, but they were on her case big time. That was great.
They do have times where they actually be like, they probably be one to say, "What the," like she literally was, basically got following hard times, and now she want to go back to the guy who she probably wanted to marry all along.
Yeah. We don't even know if he fell on. Did she say he fell on hard times? Is that what
she didn't say it, but like
he could have simply just said no. We don't know if he fell on hard times. He could have just said no to something that she wanted, and now it's you can't take care of me. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I think it's the dramatics of it all. Women are short on patience. Some women are short on patience, and I think that the whole thing is selfish. She said I married him so he could take care of me.
Right.
And that statement in itself is a selfish statement, because when you marry someone, you're supposed to become one. So if you're relying on it, she's relying on him to, of course, bear the heavy load, but she's only relying on him to take care of her. There was never any, there was this mutual love, and I did things for him. It's more so I want him to take care of me. Now he's not taking care of me, and I want to go back with my ex. Now her ex has moved on in some capacity and is now having a baby, and she's willing to settle for that instead of till death do them part, like Mike said.
Her ex ain't shit either, though.
Ooh.
Right? Her husband, it's his fault because she probably showed all those signs before he married her. That's what number one. And her ex ain't shit. He got this other chick pregnant, and he's entertaining her crap. Right? So he's, there's no blame. Only blameless people here are the kids, and the kid, maybe the ex's girlfriend. Whoever that is, but.
Yeah, but like, why does she even still got contact with him, though?
Say what?
Like, why does she even still have contact with her ex if she's married? Like, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the selfish behaviors. It's the I don't care what happens to anyone involved. It's the I want what I want.
And that's it.
Reverting back to childhood like behaviors, temper tantrums, attitudes, and I don't think that any man is going to be able to satisfy a woman like that until she can regulate her emotions and think logically about some things. I mean, just because we're the more emotional counterpart, that doesn't mean that we can't think logically and rationally. And she's thinking very irrationally, being in a marriage with someone who has, I'm sure, fulfilled this need of taking care of her. And now they're in a season, again, Mike said, they're in a season. You really don't know someone. I've heard that you really don't know someone until you've seen them in all 4 seasons. And marriage are a lot of highs and lows, ebbs and flows, where it's at one point we could be on top of the mountain, and at the next point we could be in the valley. And I think that someone like her is not willing to go through the valley with the person that she said that she married, which means marriage is just not for her. She'd rather just be a jump off, a quick, have sex and keep it moving. But she's not willing to put in any work for the relationship, for the, continued. She's just not ready for that. And to come on a show like tonight's conversation and to, like you said, our pain, step up to that mic and say, so, I fell out of love with my husband. No, girl, you stop getting, what you wanted. Like daddy's little girl, daddy's little girl, she gets everything she wants, and daddy really doesn't see an issue with that because he feels as though it's his place to protect, cover, and provide for. Sometimes those type of relationships ends up with a daughter like that, or maybe a daughter who doesn't have a father and out here in these streets, and she's using men for what she wants, and she thinks every man is going to be like the last man who maybe probably gave her some money or gave her an expensive gift or showed her a good time and flew her out. So I just don't think that she should be married to anyone.
No.
Sir,
hey, what's up, sir?
Evening, sir.
What's going on?
Know what's up? My bad, y'all. Excuse my tardiness. A brother had to eat, man.
It's okay. We had some over here. We was getting together ourselves, man. You good?
Had some fish on the grill. My bad, man.
Just shuffling it up, flick of the wrist.
Hey, little flick of the wrist.
All right. Did you see the video that I played from tonight's conversation of the young lady talking out her ASS hump? Did you see it?
What happened?
Okay.
Fill me in.
What do you do when you have fell out of love with your husband for not providing and have fallen back in love with your ex, who is currently having a baby, but is willing to risk it all?
I'm gonna be quick, cause you at the wrong.
He said, "You leave here, loose here, double."
Oh yeah, I seen that one.
Okay.
You see this?
Yeah.
I would absolutely hate to be your husband. That's just wild work to me. Like, you're willing to leave your husband for another that got a baby on the way. That's crazy work.
No,
That's hood rat work right there, right? Okay, she sound like she's straight from the projects. I'm sorry.
let me correct that. That is not why I'm leaving my husband. What I left him for was because he was not able to provide for me. This was something that has been going on for a year and a half.
Was he ever able to provide?
A year and a half? That's a season.
So yes, I married him because he was able to provide. He was there to he was able.
Out of here.
You said a year and a half. That's a season. You ain't even giving him a chance to overcome whatever he was going through. You supposed to help him through that. You know what I'm saying?
So how long? Okay, I understand that.
Till death do you part. Till death do you part.
I love that.
Till death do you part.
Okay.
He from Philly, you know, Philly. The Philly got look, girl. Well, let me just make it plain.
Okay.
You know, and if they wouldn't have
think
cut her
you-
off, I think she would have went deeper into the story. Like, they saved her actually.
Yeah. You let a woman talk long enough, she'll tell us.
You'd be doing him a huge service by leaving him because you're horrible to have even married him. Not as a person, I don't know you as a person, but to have even married somebody out of convenience and out of obligation because you probably just wanted to be married. I think you guys should both go your separate ways so that you can find people who love you and who you love.
Let me just add this point. If you love someone based on conditions, when they do not meet those conditions, you are going to try to find a way out. If God loved us based on conditions,
Talk about it.
you have to make a decision to love someone. You may have moments to where you fall out of love, but you got to make that decision every day. We talking about, it may be some situational stuff. What if she go through menopause and then he just say, I don't love her no more, and I'm going to deal with my ex and stuff like that? We'll be beating him down. So before people choose to get married, make sure that you are not a conditional lover because it is doomed to fail. That's the wrong foundation to create to begin with.
My biggest concern is not necessarily her, but it's that ripple effect that being in a relationship can make happen. Because if she decides to go back to the ex, she's affecting her husband, she's affecting her ex, she's affecting her ex's baby mom who was pregnant with this guy's kid, and she's affecting that child. So your poor decision making is going to affect 5 other lives.
Yeah. I mean, I seen that clip the other day, and it was just amazed how, first of all, people don't have no shame no more. They just go out there to all they damn business. I think sometimes when it comes to women, when they go on these shows, they're expecting people to just agree with them. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I left my husband because he couldn't. Yeah, and they expecting the crowd to cheer. Oh, you left that no good mother lover because he couldn't afford to do this no more, girl. Good job. That's what she's expecting, right? And then she get that feedback, and it's like, oh no, but he not leaving me, leaving because of the baby and all of this and all of that. But no, we was like, no, listen. You went up there because you thought they were going to agree and you were making the right decision by leaving your husband because that's just okay now. Like, it's just a thing to do. I mean, divorce is so, it's just so, it's just so willy-nilly. It's the whole rigmarole. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but yeah, it's just that whole thing is just so frequent now that people look at it and just shoo it off like, well, just another one. I mean, you can get another husband. It's all good, girl. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, man, how they go on these shows and just tell these stories and just think that it's just like a good idea. Like, you wrote that down and you went up there and read that off. I mean, you knew the story, but you didn't want to forget. So you know what I'm saying? You went up there and read it off. No shame at all. Man, they're like, it's a tough world out here, man. And you know what? And lastly, though, I like what's her name?
Kitty.
The one with the thigh out.
The one. She, you know, I know she is big on religion, you know, and she always brings it back to, you know, the Bible, God, all that, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with being
Right.
faith-led, faith-based, but we on earth everything is conditional. Like everything is conditional, even though you know you hope to find someone who loves you and want to fight with you every day to keep that love going, right? That's what you're hoping for, you know, but everything is conditional. Some women don't like cheating. You cheat on her, she gone. So, you know, a dude, you clear out his bank account, he gone. It's just things that happen, and you know, you abuse my children, I'm gone. These are just things that happen. So everything is based off of conditions. It's just finding someone who's willing to fight with you every day to say, hey, me, you know, we gonna wake up today. That was yesterday. Today is a new day. We in this together, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, her points are valid though. But yeah, you definitely want to find somebody who is willing to stay in the good fight with you. Look at my guy Art Payne, been married since 1920. You know what I'm saying? Now we all. I'm just joking. Hey, it's just a boomer joke, man. No, but you know, he's been married since you know the beginning of time. And look, my guy is still fighting. You know, they still doing their thing. But yeah, thank you for Art Payne.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, when you said that everything's conditional, the truth of the matter is, and technically you're correct.
Right.
It's the issue on how big those, but there's levels to conditions.
For sure.
Right. So the point is, you know, you never let the conditions get to the point where you got to make these drastic decisions. Like, for example, I mean, of course, you can't stay married to somebody without, you know, arguments, disagreements, and stuff like that. But we never ever come close to breaking up. Like, you know, oh shit, you know what? If I can't get this fixed, I'm out of here. I mean, it's not even that we never got even close. It just never gets. We never, you know. I mean, I could point back to the biggest arguments that we had and stuff like that, and based on what's going on today, that shit is nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Golly.
It's like it's just a particle in the air. It's not even.
You know what I'm saying, man? Thank God.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And shout out to my frat brother, man, Lance Gross, making an appearance.
Right?
Oh,
He used to be your husband, you know? And he's right. And I, you know, in a situation like this, you know, you guys on the panel, I mean, I'm sure her husband has heard this. If not, he will. You know, is this a person that you would fight for and say, you know what, we can work this out? You know, we let's sit down and map everything out. Let's see how we can make this work. Is that even someone you would want to work it out with, knowing that those are the deep rooted behaviors and motives of her being in a relationship? Because she told him, you know, I'm with you because you can take care of me. And now it's been a year and a half in the Valley season, and she's not trying to suffer. So, you know, would you guys want to work this out with her?
Why?
Don't women be like, yo, you out here embarrassing me. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, work out which part of it though. When before or after she started banging out her ex.
Well, next video.
Well, it gotta be after, because she already done went and told the world.
Well, then there's nothing to work out, right? There's nothing to work out. You know?
I bet you he was providing. I bet you he was paying all the bills, right? But like, he wasn't doing extra what she wanted. You know, and she's not saying that. You know, and that's the thing that we're missing. She's not saying like what. That's a very vague statement she made. Like, we don't know what he was or was not doing.
You're right, but you know, one of the things I think we need to get rid of, and being married a long time, and maybe I'm one of those guys. This whole notion that a man should pay all the bills for a woman, I just think we got it twisted. I really do. I mean, if it doesn't work out that way, it doesn't work out. I mean, even in the best of times, only like 25% of men were able to pay for everything for a family. It was never like there was like 98%, when a woman could just chill. So that we've bastardized so much that it's an expectation, and a man should just work himself to death, while the woman is like popping bonbons and shit, and and telling them that it's not enough. And then we call it 50-50 as a derogatory term. And the failings that the man has in it is that we use a euphemism like we want a woman to cook and clean. It's a stupid euphemism because we all should cook and clean out, cook at some time or clean our house. It should never be. It's not a man or woman role. There's points where she has to take the lead if y'all have kids, right? Because she's going to be off more than you, so she can nurture them. But I mean, if you're not looking at everything's like you work together to get things done, and you have these verbal conversations. Being in a relationship and a marriage should not be that difficult.
Right.
It really should not be that. Well, I mean, what's the real big challenge? Not to cheat, right? Because even in my relationship, there was nothing that my wife could continue to do. Most women could get educated. They could do more stuff, more men. The only thing a man will ask you is don't bang out the guy the next door neighbor or the milkman. I mean, it's not a whole bunch of stuff, right? Be exclusive, and you pretty much can do anything you want as long as we could afford it. And it's just real. We just bastardize everything.
Yeah.
Or made it too complicated. It's just not that, because when you have a species, right, and this is like whether you're religious or not, men and women are naturally supposed to be together, or male and female, whether we're in a relationship or not, right? We naturally cleave to each other, right? No matter what color we are, when men and women get together, somebody's having sex. Then we could put some conditions on that. I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's just, I don't understand it. I mean, I do understand it, but it's just a shame, and I don't envy all you new people. I talk all you new people. Like the boomer you like, goddamn it. I need to start a boomer show so we could commiserate with each other.
Welcome, Coach Ferg. How are
Coach?
you?
How y'all doing, man?
What's happening?
Hey, man.
Y'all looking good, man. Y'all look shiny and everything, man. I like it. Y'all do. Y'all look good.
All right. Well, we're not going to play that video again.
Okay. Yeah. What's next?
Yeah, I saw that crazy video. That was stupid.
Yeah, it's selfishness, and I don't think that a lot of women, like, and Arpane said it perfectly. See yourself in the mirror. Have an Issa Rae moment. All right, go to that mirror and say these things that you like to say, and it's not even, that's part of public speaking. When you go to college and you take a public speaking course, they tell you to do these things. They tell you to practice in the mirror, and it may sound silly. It may sound like, what the hell am I going to talk to myself in the mirror for? However, it's a tool that helps you regulate yourself without anybody having to be there. I don't know if anybody watched Insecure with Issa Rae, but she did that all the time. That was like her mirror self was like her alter ego, kind of, and she talked to herself, and she got herself together in the mirror. And I think more women need to do that. You need to hear
more people.
Yeah, pressure. That was a technique that happened. That always we was given that information in elementary school back in the 70s. In the 80s. You look at yourself in the mirror, and you face that ugly self. And that people gotten away from it because people are looking at their feelings, and feelings flee.
Or their phones. Yeah.
But Slowpoke Elementary. That's where everybody went to. Slowpoke Elementary. That's where everybody went.
Slowville, USA.
Coach Berg.
Put y'all pictures right there. If anybody wanted, you put your picture right there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so after that video, I want to get into this video because it kind of flows into this video, but I want to know what you guys' perspective, and of course those who are watching, definitely engage. If you'd like to join the panel. I did pin the link to the top of the chat. I believe it's pinned to the top of the chat. Y'all let me know if it's pinned to the top of the chat. I did pin it to the top of the chat. If you want to join, be respectful. No respect, no access. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Yeah, blocked, all that. Yeah, you're out. But you know, if you want to join, we love to have you. Women, men, no children. Okay, y'all should be in bed.
It must be on camera. God dang it.
That part. And you don't have to be on camera. Well, you just can't behind the scenes. When I ask you to show your face, you can't be like this. I have to see your whole face. Like, come on now.
Whole chin. Show the whole chin.
Yeah. I mean, you turn the camera off, but I need to know that you're a real person. Okay?
I'm trying to take some BBW pictures. Face up.
Me myself, I'd rather like over love.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right, so this conversation they're having, Chat and Chew _ STL is a another podcast that I came across, but they was having this interesting conversation between liking someone and loving someone. Would you rather like someone or would you rather love someone?
At the same time, me myself, I'd rather like over love.
Me too.
Yeah.
You'd rather like.
I'd rather like over love because you can love a person from a distance.
Yes.
Me too. There you go. But when you like somebody, you always want to be around that person.
Yes, Lord.
You see what I'm saying? So just imagine it when you sit back and you think about it and you see when a female like you, she gonna go to the McDonald's with you. She don't care where it's at. She gonna sit in the car. Right. All the women take me here and you can't take me to Cheese Factory. When she like you, she don't have no rules. You got that right. When she love you, she might start getting a couple more rules. You can't get it the way you want to no more. Them type of ways sometimes.
I don't disagree, but also too, if you heard me say love is oneness. When you at one with somebody, you ain't in judgment. Y'all just moving in the same direction. So the way I think love has been put on us, I agree 100% with what you said. I think my definition is a little bit different.
Yeah, but again, that's perspective though.
Yeah. It's almost the way you said
the feeling fall into there, but we all perceive the perspectives of things. So again, if we pick up a dictionary and look up what love means verse or interpreting, because all of us gonna interpret things totally different.
So what do you guys think about their conversation? Would you rather like someone or love someone, or is there levels to it? Like Arpane was saying earlier about conditions, like how do men start out when you're dating? Is it more so like, I'm sure it's not love.
I mean, you got to start at the like, then you get to the love, right?
Is love at first sight a thing for y'all?
Yeah. Only at the strip club.
I love the way she was built. That's why I came over. Now I love the way she. Ooh, you see that? Yeah. But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the mental capacity of it, my man broke it down perfect. And he said, "Go see." A lot of people don't go to the dictionary, and that's why he's saying go to the dictionary so you can get an understanding and understand it in context. Because you can love, we got relatives we ain't seen in 5 years. We love them. You know what I'm saying? But my wife tells me all the time she liked being it's like I've always liked, if I like you, I want to be around you. What's up? What you doing? Well, I'm going to be over here today. If you like me, you going to show up at the park. I'm shooting ball, got my little tank top on, chest out, scoring buckets. You going to show up looking good with your outfit on. You might even bring me some juice or something, you know what I'm saying? That's liking. And like being in that space, we can just sit in the room together and ain't got to say nothing, but then we lock eyes, we like, come over. But love, it's a component of it. I love my wife. I know my wife loves me because she tell me more than I tell her. And she show me, because see, love to me is an action. It's an action word. It ain't nothing to me but I knew my parents loved me by the way that they treated us, the things they provided. They didn't argue with it. They got my father, he did like, boy, why I got to get this, man? Because I used to tell him, man, it's your job. But as far as what they did for us, I didn't doubt. When I talk to my son, I got 5 sisters. Nobody had that emotional, The parents don't love me like, you know what I'm saying? They knew that our parents liked it because of the things that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a hell of an experience for me because if I realized the girl wouldn't like it, press out shut about it. When you go to a job, all of us work. If you don't call them back after 48 hours or something, that's a no call, no show. If I like you and we exchange numbers and I'm trying to call you and I leave my little smooth little aces, you know, and you don't call me back in 48 hours, to me, you didn't like me. I'm not calling you back. I might even see you, but I ain't go, hey, Precious, I'm going to give you a little, I'll see you, but I ain't coming to you. And I think, you know what I'm saying, to me, it's perfect. Love and like are different, but both of them are needed in a relationship.
Yeah, I definitely believe they go together for sure. And you said some stuff, man, that I absolutely agree with, especially like, you know, when you can tell when a woman like you know what I'm saying? She do want to be with you everywhere you go. It don't matter where you go. Hey, oh no, I'm coming. I'm coming. I think they got a comedy joint called it's like I'm going with you or something. I'm coming too.
I seen it.
And and every time he get ready to go somewhere, he like, where you going? She's like, no, I'm coming too. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you go, she want to go. And that and they go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Like one leads into the other, and you know you can tell if that person continues to like. You know, your mom used to say, you know what I'm saying? I gotta love you and I gotta like you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta love you because you my son, but I ain't gotta like you right now, and I don't like you right now because you was acting up or you was doing too much, or you know what I'm saying. You just had some consistent bad behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't what I've been trying to raise you like, but you know what I'm saying. She still did what she had to do. Her actions were in play at that time. You know what I'm saying? She like, I still have responsibility. I'm still responsible for you, and so I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. And the same thing happens sometimes in relationships. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard when you fall out of like. It's hard when you don't want to be around that person. You just coming home to, you know, like my guy, like my guy who was sleeping in the car that we reacted to one time. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much that he didn't love his girl or he didn't love the kids. He just like, man, it's something going on in this house that I just can't get no rest. You know, whether I come home from 12 hours of work and she's still like clean the gutters. You know, I don't like coming home right now. And it just is what it is. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, well, you can fall out of love, but
For sure.
I look at you know, like is the superficial part of before. You know, I think guys who are in the friend zone with ladies, they like those guys. Except there's different flavors of love, like Philios and Eros and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you could like a person, and then you could actually end up loving that person. Like men in the friend zone, some of them women are so dependent on those guys, they actually love them. But it's not Eros love, it's not sexual love, it's more of that friendship love. And so those are the layers of you know, liking somebody. I was on a panel with some guys and they were giving me some shit about relationship. You don't know nothing, you old bastard, blah, blah, blah. I said, when's the last time one of you little stupid motherfuckers had a girlfriend that liked you?
Maybe they had a boyfriend.
I mean, girlfriend. When's the last time? Do you have any girls that just actually like you? I mean, you know, and they didn't have they couldn't answer. You know, I mean, you're trying to bang them all out, but who likes you? Do any of these girls like you? You know, but Frank said, man, my wife says, I knew she liked me. She was all over me. I mean, all over me. I didn't have to convince her about anything, man. You know, I don't know what whatever it was, right? So I knew, and then we gradually, you know, you fall in love after all of that, like, and all those hormones are going back and forth, and so we had probably all the flavors of love, you know, that came around. And so when we had hard times, we never fall out of love because we would never let it get that far. Where I want to sleep in the car or sleep outside, you know that. So that guy in the car, I'd probably question whether he still loved his wife. I question that. I think he was falling out of love Because if he still did, he could tolerate, he could sit her ass down and have a conversation about what irks him. If he can't even do that, I think he was giving up. I mean, that's just my interpretation of that whole scenario. I think he was giving up, man, and that's what the anatomy of a give up looks like to me. And instead of being at his honey's house, which he could have done, he was, I guess, still trying to be a good husband by at least. I could be having some sex now, but let me get in the car. This uncomfortable damn seat right outside,
That's what lets me know that he still love her.
I just think he's just trying to be a dutiful husband.
Because he could have been around. Because he could have been around the corner at Sharon's house.
Just around the corner.
He said, "I'm just outside. I'm in the driveway."
I just think but that's tomorrow. The next day he was around the corner.
But she had such a big problem with him decompressing, after a long day. Like she didn't understand, like he just wanted some time to himself.
Let me say one more thing, 3 That guy who said like and love, I don't think he was completely off, but I think we're kind of I just think he, I think he should have transitioned a little bit better from what he meant by like and love. But I think even Coach said it good. You can love relatives and you don't want them to be around. You don't want to be around them. I question whether you really love them. I do.
I mean, you got those cousins. I'm saying,
I know what you mean. That blood.
Family, you love that they there on Friday. By Sunday, you like, man, it's time for them to go.
Yeah, no, you're right. That might be
24 hours. I'm ready to go.
Because they're family. That's a form of love. I'm gonna give you a benefit of the doubt. We just don't have to hang out. No, you can't borrow my car either.
Right. I think that as we talk about like and love, love is the obligation and the duty that you have with someone after you have this like for them, right? Guys, I always say that, be with the girl that likes you, because girls who don't like you, they're not going to give you the attention that you're seeking. They're just not. They're not going to give you the attention that you're seeking if they don't like you and you like them. So definitely be with the girl that likes you, because she will go to McDonald's with you. She will go get some wings with you. She will just, go get some popcorn and a slushie or whatever, and y'all take a walk. Like whatever the case may be, the little things they're not little things to her because she likes you. So they're actually big things to her. And then that like turns into something stronger. And love is when you then have the duty to one another to say, I like you so much that I want you to be in my life, and I want to do these things for you. I want to be here. I want to choose to love you every single day. But I think that if you don't start off with a huge amount of like, the bowl of light got to be full,
I agree.
To get to love, because like you said, Arpane, you can fall out of love with somebody, but I think that if you truly like that person in the first place, and are friends with them, like I don't want to fall out with my friend. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to fall out with the person that I call friend. I don't want to fall out with the person that I talk to about things. I don't want to fall out with the person that holds a lot of my secrets. Like, I don't want to fall out with that person. And so because I like them, I that's something that I have to keep in the forefront. I think a lot of times, like even with that girl on the tonight's conversation, like, did you really like your husband? You didn't really like him. You liked what he could do for you, right? You didn't like him, because if you liked him, you wouldn't have stepped to that mic. 2, if you liked him, whether he had, $1 billion or 60,000, like whatever the amount is, you sticking by him because you like him. It's a different. Women give off different hormones to men when they like them. Like it's a different type of comfort when a woman likes you.
Absolutely.
And so
there's no doubt about that.
a lot of women lie to themselves and to men, right? It's like, oh, I can go out on a date with him because I can get free food. Well, that man gonna know you really don't like him. You're not trying to sit next to him at the date. You want to sit across from him. You want to get 5,000 doggy bags. You want to feed your kids. You're not really there because you want to get to know him, or you're interested in him, or you're interested in the things he does. And so you really do have to like a man, to really want to do the extra things for him. And so I think, the love part is the duty part, because you like them and you guys have gone through certain levels and stages and phases with one another, then that's when the love kicks in and you would do what needs to be done for them. You will go the extra mile. You will, do for their family members. You will, like, you know what I mean? Like, you'll do those things because they don't matter. They're not, you're not counting score when you like somebody. Like, when women like you, they'll probably go over and beyond. They don't care, if you're doing for them or not. It's like, oh no, I like him. And that's everybody should know that. Like, every men should know that. Like, if women aren't going, and not to say over and beyond, but if women aren't on your level as far as, that same amount of attention that you're showing them, or reaching out, or things like that, like, they don't like you like that. And that's okay, because you deserve to be with someone who likes you like that. I wouldn't expect a man to settle for less. Anybody else want to go on this video? No? You're good? All right. Intimacy as an actions. Let's see what's going on in this chat here. Let's see. I saw something from Al Turner. Precious, how would you, as a woman, identify with a man that you like? Oh, don't ask me. Do you agree that women make it evident when they like a man, or do they play hard to get, or even pretend they don't? I'll say this: when I was younger, I really didn't. I don't know. I wasn't the girl that was man crazy. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God, I like him. I want to be with him. I want to, as I got older. So I guess I wouldn't say I played hard to get. People probably looked at me like, oh, she don't even want to give me the time of day. I got oh, she looks strict, or, she's the uppity one, because I didn't just go out of, back then, I didn't just go out of my way to talk to people. I wasn't open with men like that. But as I got older, I worked in restaurants. I was a bartender at some point. And so, those things got me out of that shell and more social. And so you say, how would you as a woman identify with a man that you like? You gonna know that I like you when I'm giving you my attention. Period. I don't give men that I don't like my attention at all whatsoever. I don't give you any time of day. I don't, make you feel like I like you. And if you do feel like I like you, then you better ask some direct questions. Get it clear. Let's get it, because I am a nice person. I'm a people's person. I'm for the people, child. I'm for the people. Okay. I want to see everyone succeed. I want to see everyone happy. I'm that person that you can come and talk to about anything. That get miscrewed as, oh my God, maybe she likes me, or maybe, I have a chance, or, that kind of thing. And it's like, if I'm not giving you any attention or anything like that, I don't like you. Do you agree that women make it evident when they like a man? I don't always think that women make it evident when they like a man, and we should make it evident when we like a man. I mean, when we like a new pair of shoes, we be like, them shoes is fly. When we see a new hairstyle or something like that, we make it known, girl, you rocking that hairstyle. Like, we can make it known when we like, other things. But when it comes to a man, it's like, oh, I ain't telling him that I like him. Then he gonna think that, he got something on me. No, girl, if you like him, let him know that you like him. If you like the things that y'all do, let him know that you like the things that y'all do. Like, I don't find anything wrong in that. But I just think that sometimes women in today's society, because people hide behind the phones and the internet and things like that. Like people just don't know how to be real in real life. And I think that is what, shies everybody away from one another, because it's like nobody knows how to have a real conversation in person. Nobody knows how to drum up conversation like back in the day. You could go off of one compliment or one sentence and like you have a whole conversation with the person. But now people are just so like, who sent you? Why are you here? Get out of my face. And that can be off-putting to people that are in the dating market, because now you're thinking that this person, is weird, and honestly think that they're weird, because if someone can't be themselves and be real around you and be authentically who they are, then you don't want them in your presence, in your space, and in your business. You don't want them around you. You don't want them. There's a reason that they're there, and it's not for authenticity. It's definitely something else. So a man will know that I like him because I give him my attention, which I don't give people. I got things to do, child. Okay. All right. So we're going to get to this next video. I saw this one and I thought it was interesting because this lady, you could tell she old and she's been around for a while. But the advice that she gave this woman, I believe Frank said it about women call in and women try to get the sympathy or the amen child or the yes, from what they're going through. And when they don't get it, I think it throws them off.
I will be just having a regular day and he will walk up to me and say, "You're not smiling." And it just...
Hold on. Come on. Get it together, StreamYard. Catch up.
I will be just having a regular day and he will walk up to me and say, "You're not smiling." And it just deflates me so much because I'm not. I have my own business. I'm busy. I'm thinking about what I'm doing.
When you were dating, and you had things on your mind and you had menstrual cramps and all of that, and he walked into the room, did you not smile? Yes, you did.
Yes.
So don't give me this garbage. Please don't. This is your man. The core of your life is the relationship so that you're not alone and you have somebody who care when you're on your last leg. This has priority over feeling anything about your business. It's really nice to smile at each other. It's such a small thing. And the relationship is built of these small things. And for you to complain that he simply wants you to smile is really sad.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's like the woman is in the background having a midlife crisis. It's like, girl, get it together.
But I'm gonna tell you, on some dating sites, this is how women are. Like they will put in their profile, like, "Don't ask me how I'm doing. Don't ask me how my day is."
They putting this dumb shit.
Like you can't even start a conversation. Like,
you don't need to be on here because what? As you can see, they're already shooing you away.
Right.
But that lady was right. Like, your business don't got nothing to do with you showing appreciation for somebody that's been in your life. I don't know how long they were married or involved or whatever, but like, putting on a smile don't take a lot of work.
Man.
Nope. Like Andy said, you're never fully dressed without a smile. You're never fully dressed without a smile. It's one of my favorite songs off of that soundtrack. But yeah, like showing appreciation through. I mean, it's just a smile.
You know what's unfortunate about this? You know what's unfortunate? I don't know if I'm just. I always connect these conversations to us, the big nose, big lip people, when the most dynamic age group who should be dating, getting to know each other, trial and error. Okay, she ain't like me today. I'm going to the club next Friday because I know she's in the. I'm going to the library. I'm going outside. I'm gonna find the fact that she's being real, right? This lady,
I like
and
her.
it's unfortunate that she's an old white lady. Maybe the old white ladies need to come and talk to the
Unfortunately, she's an old white
right?
lady.
Because she's saying, damn, the man is committing his life to you. You can't walk in the kitchen and give him a little smile or something. You can't. Ain't no way I can walk around the house with my wife or any woman that I would have dated before, and we're not even at least
Yeah,
sit down
crazy.
and tell a little joke. Because my wife would tell you, I'm gonna say a funny here and there and now and then every word. She gonna throw a funny on me, and that's probably the biggest thing that made me sort of fade away from liking somebody. If they couldn't take a joke, I ain't talking about I'm gonna be outside just trying to joke with you. But if we sitting around and I'm rubbing your feet and I see your little pinky toe turn to the side, and I can't say something about your little crooked toe. I can't say something about your bangs, your BDB sticking up in the back. That was always a problem. Because that's why it doesn't mean I don't like it, because I'll be talking about it and calming it at the same time. Let me go and get you. But that's what I'm saying. What is she crying for?
I don't know. That woman was stressed.
Because she wanted sympathy.
But she's bringing the problem to her own relationship. She'll look at this man as he's not enough. Because you can't even smile at the man. Yeah, man, this is rough. Listen, I pray for both of y'all. And y'all class of peers are terrible.
She sounded like Joey.
Facts. She probably was your age, man.
Sounded like she was your age crying.
She was in her 30s.
Been married 19 years and tired of smiling.
But see,
tired of smiling.
All thing he need to do, man, just walk in one day and just put his hammer straight in the mouth, straight out.
You gotta
you ain't got to smile, but open your mouth.
Right on the table, man.
I've been thinking about you all day. I've been thinking about you all day.
Hey, no, man. Hey, listen, man. A lot of people hated Kevin Samuels, man. But y'all know when he was saying that women don't be wanting to smile, and these were to random men. Yeah. Imagine calling in and saying that you don't want to smile at your husband, your man that you've been with for a that's insane.
We got a house
what
together.
kind of world have we come to?
Yeah, it's a bigger issue than just work. Work does stress us out. Work does, there are some mentally exhausting days that I have, like mentally exhausting. Like Tuesday felt like a Monday and a half. Like it just was just horrible. But that's. Those things are supposed to stop at the door. And even if they don't, you still should have some type of reverence for the person that you're coming home to, right? They don't want to see someone coming home who is miserable, who can't smile, who can't say, hey, babe, good to see you. I had a horrible day, but I just want to let you know I love you, or, I got you, whatever the case may be. No one wants to, I think it's a deeper issue. I think she needs to be calling a therapist and not up to a radio station or whoever, or Betty is over here, because it sounds like it's making her sick. It sounds like it's eating her to her core, that when her husband asks her to smile, what does she say? It just washes her, or she, it does something to her. And there's something deeper there that maybe her husband doesn't even know what's going on. And so again, women have to be honest with themselves. Don't blame it on him having something to say about you not smiling. The behavior is, there's something deep rooted going on, and him asking you to smile is the trigger to that deep rooted issue, right? So we have to be honest about what's going on with us, because he's not going to know. He's asking you to smile because obviously, like old girl said, when y'all were dating, you were smiling for him. When he was kissing on that neck or doing whatever, you was smiling for him. So work wasn't an issue then. It wasn't a factor then. And I know life changes and people go through their stages and phases. I get it. But at the end of the day, when you can't simply smile, like when life doesn't give you anything to smile about, not even your husband, something deeper is going on, and that needs to be addressed, and not her not smiling.
But just imagine coming home from a hard, long day of work, stressed out, and and that person wanting to put a smile on your face and change and turn your night around, turn your evening around, and you are like, nah, I'm good on that. I like my day was already bad. I get out my face, you know what I'm saying? And just imagine if you have a stressful week. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a week that I can't make you smile. You know, it just that's we was just talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? When you come home to somebody you like, you already know that person's gonna do what they gotta do to try to make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? That's love, that's like, but when they like you, they're gonna be like, man, hey, come here. Like, you know, your girl, you see your girl that had a hard time. Boom, Keisha keep brushing up against her after she ain't swung on her yet. Come here, baby. I got you. Look, you know, that because I just want to see you happy. Like, I know you just had a rough day. I just want to, I want to put a smile. Like, I want to put a smile on your face. So if I'm saying, baby, hey man, give me that smile. Let me see that smile, girl. And you ain't smiling. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
Right.
You know what's
I had a
crazy?
bad week. Don't talk to me like that.
But when they like you, they can't wait to get home and talk to you about their job.
Right, that bad
Wait to
day.
tell them this damn story.
They,
You know what I'm saying?
hey, look.
They
Hey,
running
look,
like shit. I ain't even going to the store. I'm going home first.
Oh, stay home. We can go with me. Okay, we can go back out. Because you know when you get home from work, you don't want to do nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Hey, look, Ferg. Hey, soon as she walk outside the job, she call you. She didn't talk to you the whole ride home. Hang up soon as she get in the house, and still telling you about her day. Like, I can't believe this joint that made me mad today. I'm like, hey,
Damn,
Right.
supervisor ain't did shit. Now she blaming me. You know?
hey.
Yeah, I wanted to play that because that's more common than people actually talk
Yeah,
about. You
no
know,
doubt.
that is a very inside these four walls dilemma. You know, and I'm glad that I don't want to call her Betty. I gotta get better with the names and everything like that. But I'm glad that this woman is able to get her together because the older women are supposed to teach the younger woman. Obviously, she's older than the woman that was on the phone, right? And so sometimes, again, that mirror, we need that mirror so we can so we can hear how foolish we sound or how ungrateful we sound or how misdirected we sound, right? So
Yep.
it's not always him telling me to smile just brings me all the way down. No, something is going on with you, and it would be better for the both of you if you were just honest about that. You know, men are always looking for solutions, and so and when men don't know what the problem is, even if he can't help you, he'll point you in the direction of help. So being honest with him rather than lashing out towards him because he wants you to smile. You know, women set that emotional tone in the home. You know, my dad worked, he brought in the money. My mom worked at one point in time too. When she became a stay-at-home mom, she set that tone in the home of peace when he got off of work or after church and fixing his tray for the football game so he can just relax and they go in, their separate corners and she do her little crochet or whatever my mom do and my dad, what like it's things like that that actually set the tone. And we talk about like and love, but when you've been with somebody, my parents been married for like over 35 years or something like that. When you've been married to someone for so long, you had to reinvent that like, right? Because what you like gets old and stale sometimes. Art Payne, you trying? Oh, okay. You froze for a second. Sometimes it does get old and stale. Like the things that you like, you still may like this person, but it may not be as intense as it was when you first started dating or when you tied the knot or whatever the case may be. So you do have to continue to reinvent that. And I think that people fail to do that too. Kids may come into the play and now you in a routine of the pickup, the drop off, the snacks, the dinner, and you have to I don't even want to say go outside the box, because it's not going outside the box. It's being aware. It's being aware that we're a little stale around here. Okay. The chips taste a little stale. We're going to have to freshen them up somehow and do it, and you may have to get creative. You may have to get a jar. I remember I had a jar, and it was just, let's sit down and write the things where we would like to go on dates, or little things that we would like to do for each other, and write them down on popsicle sticks, put them in a jar, pick one out. Like, you got to keep it fresh, because you will get tired of doing the same things over and over and over and over again. So, in that case, I think that woman was something deeper is going on with her. And she may be to the point where she's at a midlife crisis, because women don't like to work. I don't know why women be trying to front on the internet. Okay. Women don't like to work. We don't like to work. I don't want to work. If truth be told, I would be honest with you. I don't want to do it, because it is draining sometimes. It does change your mood sometimes. Sometimes you can't snap out of it as quick as you would like to. Sometimes you're dreading going back in the morning because you know what's waiting for you. So women were just a little bit more honest about these things and real about them. There would be no facades, there would be no faking, there would be no game. It would just be straight up what it is. And so I think it sounds like, to me, getting through that, it sounds like her mom, which we know this woman is not her mom, but it sounded like her mom was on the phone with her daughter, like, girl, get it together and smile for your husband. The person you was smiling and cheesing for to win over to get that ring, you better pull it out your back pocket and do something.
Yeah, on that ride home, she should have been decompressing. Like, she should have been listening to something that would help her mind release from whatever she was thinking about. Because when you get home, like, there's only so much a person can deal with. Like, look, all right, I'll talk to you later. Like, it's ways to decompress, and I think people who share the same hobbies, or like play games and stuff. Like my parents, they love to play cards together, like play spades. Like, I learned how to play spades at a young age,
Hell yeah.
and they really enjoyed the spades, dominoes, tonk, all that stuff. They really enjoyed spending that time together. And that's really what helped them stay connected. And I think people don't really have those interests anymore. Like, they don't, like, I meet people who don't know how to play tonk, or don't know how to play spades, or ain't never seen this movie. Like, what have you been doing with your life? Like,
but a lot of people just go to work and come home. They just go to work, come home. Oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna just go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no outside life, or not even if it's inside. Like, if you couldn't play spades, a lot of people don't know how to play spades, which is wild to me. But if you couldn't play spades, you was playing I Declare War.
yes.
My grandma, my grandma and my pawpaw, they alternated on the computer playing solitaire. Like, you know what I'm saying? That just was their pastime. My pa would come home from work. My grandma would be done cooking. She already done played solitaire. He get on the game. He play solitaire. He go in the bed, lay down. My grandma on solitaire. Like, that was like their pastime. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just don't have hobbies no more. 3 a.m. That's something that I feel like a lot of people, they got grown, they grew up, they said, I gotta go to work, I gotta pay these damn bills, and they don't do nothing. Like, I go sit in my garage every day after I come home from work. I'll sit in my garage for an hour just to see people moving outside, just to get some fresh air, sitting there, smoke a cigar, whatever the case may be, or watch YouTube, whatever, man. But just to decompress for a second, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just don't have hobbies no more.
Frank, I don't even think it's said. I think a lot of people don't like who they are.
Who
I just think a lot of people don't. Yeah, I don't think they like who they are. Because one thing about it, when you're alone, you get a chance to reflect on life. Sometime, what you did, your accomplishments, where you made your bad mistake with the men's and the women's. The girl you shouldn't have slept with that was ugly, but she looked good. You know what I'm saying?
Get
Like,
that butterface.
you know, people reflect on a lot about life, man. And I think some people look back.
She was ugly, but she looked good.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? She just when you look at her from the left side, you like, I don't know how. But I'm serious, man. In working with people, I realize a lot of people don't like themselves, man. They don't have the confidence in themselves. Because again, I grew up in a generation, Frank, when we were outside.
Facts.
Boys hang with boys, and till it's time to go find the girls.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
was the old saying.
Yeah, but now they all mixed up. They being raised together. If my father would have saw me hanging around with my sisters, he would have cussed my mama out, cussed my sisters out, and told me don't let me ever. But I think, again, a lot of people realize, and it's crazy because once you realize that your life wasn't shit before, that's the perfect opportunity to do everything opposite of what you was doing. A perfect opportunity. But also that confidence comes with not just, I don't need y'all to tell me I'm handsome and I can do stuff. My parents told me that. So when I came outside, I moved in that energy.
Right.
I didn't need Frank, man, we hang out. Man, why you call me ugly around Sheila? You know what I'm saying? Because you would have been called ugly back in my day. Like, man, get your, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't to, even if it was to hurt your feelings, it didn't affect you because you already understood who you were. And I think a lot of people, you're seeing the I guess the deficiencies of their childhood coming out as adults. And I'll say this is my last thing. I think it could be there's one of them dudes at work done tickled her fancy, and now she hate coming home.
It's funny. He said, "Why you call me ugly in front of Sheila?" And the guy said, "Yeah, but listen, man, Sheila already knows you're ugly. She just wants you for other reasons. It's not a secret."
But I didn't know that out there. See, but so it's interesting.
That's funny.
We're talking about senior adult. We're talking about mature aged adults.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just odd to me. And
then people take time to get to know one another. Like they don't really, like you meet somebody and then like you having sex like in 2 weeks. Like I'm not having sex with nobody like in 2 weeks.
Man, catch me at 25.
I mean,
25, but not now.
But let me tell you, there's a lot of guys ain't having no sex in no 2 weeks. Like, we can't have an incel problem, and whether that's true or not. I know there's a lot of guys having a lot of sex, but there's a lot of guys ain't getting nothing. Yeah. There's a lot of guys ain't getting nothing, maybe a little bit too many. You know, so
that could be a problem.
And according to my doctor, he said it's important that you always get some from your wife. When he gave me that, I said, "Doctor, write it down."
Prescription.
Yes, write it down. So now it didn't come from me. It ain't my ideology. It's the professional
prescription. So. No, I mean that's biblical. If people want to, take it there, like your body is her body and her body is your body. Now,
that's not what they saying on the internet anymore, right? Yeah, there's a new breed of women coming out saying you're not obligated to have sex with your husband.
See,
I mean,
man,
we don't have to segue down into that. Every bad fad, every single bad fad, I hate to say this, it seems like a black woman with a bullhorn saying that kind of stuff.
Damn, I thought that was a white woman that made that video. I seen a white woman say that the other day.
Hold up.
So maybe it's across the board.
It was like a white woman made a video talking about some but I know what you mean. I just seen something about that the other day.
So women are saying, "Hey sisters, don't get no Johnson." Women in the prime of their life, adulthood, still like to get their fancy tickle there and once in a while. So
I'm
they
talking
just
about
gonna take
married
over. They just gonna take over the man's position
No, he's talking about in a marriage.
There's
in
people
a
talking about women,
marriage.
married women, not
Crazy.
that they're not
Man, I
obligated
would
to
be
have sex with their
divorced if my
husband.
wife went down that road. I'm telling y'all now.
No,
I ain't
hey,
gonna
that's
go.
because you don't like her, all right? And we gonna
I
hold you
won't like
accountable.
her. I won't like her. But I can give you a week. You get sick in the stomach. I'm gonna give you all your little
It's just
sick
one of those
days.
passing. I just think it's like one of these other fads that'll die, like the
I hope it's a
4B
fad.
movement and all that other kind of bullshit.
So they
Yeah, I
expect a
think
man
it's
to
fake.
marry them. They expect a man to give them his resources and marry them and secure them in life, and he can't. Don't no,
What
ladies.
they really want us to do, what they really want is people to entertain the nonsense.
Yeah.
That's what they really want.
One person hear it, next thing you know, 10 videos about it, all different
And the same one
women
is
of
doing
all
that. She
different
probably
races.
taking 3
Now
Johnsons.
imagine if a man said, "You know what? I'm gonna start this fad, and I'm not gonna pay the bills. I'm not gonna pick the kids up no more." Like, you know what I mean? It's just it's just frivolous, and those people who are starting fads like that, like you said, sir, like you don't like them. You must not like your husband. Because there are women who will withhold sex because they may want something done, or they may want their husband to, they've been asking their husband about something on the honey to do list for months, and he's not doing it, and then it's like, you know what, I'm gonna have to cut the supply until he recognizes. You know what I mean? Even in those situations, it's like, but it's understandably, like, if she's been asking you to do something and she continues to give you some sex, hello, meet her halfway and get done what needs to get done.
Yeah, but the point is, those two things should never be connected. Those two things should never be connected, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if she's holding up her end of the bargain, and
but the
fail
to
recognize.
No, what I'm saying is, I do understand what you're saying, but that should never be connected to a choice. Should never be connected to whether a woman gives you sex in the marriage. But you should be attentive to what she needs for other reasons besides sex.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is, once she used sex as a weapon, your marriage is getting ready to be over. And here's another thing, if sometimes men are hard-headed, right? And he's not getting none, but he doesn't realize why he's not getting one, because she's using that as leverage to get him to do something. If he doesn't really realize that, now you got a disconnect, right? All he knows is his wife ain't giving him no sex. He doesn't even realize she's connected it to the yard of gutters that need to be cleaned.
Well, again,
right?
I believe that women need to be women are not honest in their relationships, and I think that if you can't be honest, and it don't even have to be, when people say, oh, being real can get you in trouble. No, being real isn't always a firm, stern conversation. It's like, you want these buns, right? I want them shutters clean. Like, you know what I mean? Let's go half on a baby right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be playful, but you're still getting your point across. It's not like, I'm gonna go sleep with other men and do X, Y.
Yeah.
It's, like you got your, and like 4 nights out of this week we done been at it.
You're damn precious. You making me feel old, man. I'm trying to think, when's the last time my wife said, "Hey, man, you want some of these buns?" At 60, you want some of these buns, don't you?
Look. I mean, a lot of women do it without saying it, but you should make it known. You should make it known what's up. Instead of
Let me go wake her up and say, "Give me some buns, baby."
Instead of having this silent strike, let them know, like, hey, I've been asking you. I've been like, you have to communicate. But no, I
know what you mean. I know what you mean.
You are paying where it's like, you shouldn't. It shouldn't be used as something to weaponize your significant other.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a thin thread. I mean, it could easily be misconstrued, though. I mean, those things are delicate, because I could never weaponize paying the mortgage.
Right.
I could never do that. Right. It's got to. I'm not. You know what? You haven't given me no bonds in months, and then we get the foreclosure notice. Because I didn't pay the mortgage in the last 6 months or some shit like that. I don't get a chance to do that. I mean, I wouldn't. It's stupid, So we both out on the street.
Right, but that
both homeless to prove a point. We said, now we in the car. How you feel about that?
That's right.
Never get over that.
Yo, man.
I don't think it should be weaponized, but I think there should be communication for sure.
I understand.
And I think men should ask those questions. What is your mood when you don't feel like having sex? When are the instances where it may be difficult for you to have sex?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, like you have to have these conversations. You have to be open. Me as a woman, I'm always open. Like, look, around that time, I might get a little distant. I'm moody. I'm upfront and honest about those things, because if you don't hear from me for 2 days, just know I'm crawled up in a corner somewhere eating some Oreos.
You should, as a man, you should kind of be attuned when a woman's not in a mood. Not just not in the mood, but she's just turned off from that particular time to have sex.
Right, but you're not a radio either. It's not like I say you're not a radio either, where you're trying to get to the right station and there's static in between, and you're like, no, a woman, you can be in tune, but that's after the communication happens.
No, I agree.
You can't predict what's on. She might have just had a long day at work. It might not even be a physical, type of thing. But
you should be understanding then. Maybe that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
if you regularly get regular access, every so often the door closed. Now, but I do have a caveat, because if I need it real bad, I she's got to at least give me the AHJ, man. Just give me an AHJ. You mad? Give me an AHJ, an angry hand job, and we'll be good. Give me the angry hand job. You just tide me over to when you're ready again, and
what?
Hey,
treat him like he.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Why gotta be angry?
Because she don't want to give it up. She don't want to have sex, right? So she's gonna be mad.
Angry?
She's gonna be mad that I'm still wanting some. So I say, just go ahead. But first of all, it could be quite pleasurable when she's mad. And so you know what I'm saying? She just tied me over a little bit.
Just time to go.
I'll take care of you later.
AHJ. I'm like, what is that?
Oh yeah,
that's one way to handle it. But I think that communication goes very far. It goes very, very far. Tell your significant other what you like, what you don't like. The negatives about you, the things that they might not like about you that you just think are normal because you've been by yourself for so long and nobody has ever told you about yourself about these things, right? Like, it just should be something that is, if you're honest and open and transparent up front, there's no room for guessing or wondering why she's not coming around or he's not coming around, because because you like each other so much, you're not withholding anything. You're not holding anything back. And so you can be honest about those things. I don't think there's anything wrong with being honest about those things.
Correct.
If something is uncomfortable, then do your darndest to make it uncomfortable or more comfortable, because it's the person you chose. Get over it. All righty. So we're going to get into...
We got another one coming up. Huh?
It's Kevin Hart.
Oh, yes. Let's get to it.
Tasteful joke to our culture, to our...
Hold on, Miss Betty. I don't know if that's her name. That was disrespectful. I'm sorry. I need to learn that lady's name. So we talked very briefly in the beginning about who saw the roast. If you saw the roast, put a 1 in the chat. If you have not seen the roast, put a 2 in the chat. If you have only seen the rebuttals or the responses from the roast, put a 3 in the chat. So if you saw the roast, put a 1 in the chat, put a 2 in the chat. If you have not seen the roast. Put a 3 in the chat if you have just seen the responses from what was said at the roast. It might be a 2-3 combination. You know, you may not have seen it, but you may have heard what's going on surrounding it. But we're going to get into it just because, you know, it's the talk around town right now. I think this roast happened on Mother's Day. And so, you know, it is still something that everyone is talking about right now. And I think it is worth talking about just because of the depth of the joke and how far it did go. Now, we all know this is comedy. We all know it's a roasting session. It was the roast of Kevin Hart. However, someone else took that joke was aimed at someone else who's no longer here. And, you know, the reason why they're no longer here, everyone heard and saw what happened to George Floyd. And so there was a lot of people who felt a certain type of way about it. So I'm going to play the audio from the Breakfast Club, and then I want you guys to engage and let me know what your thoughts are towards it.
It's a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience, but our audience that's watching the roast, if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. I hate to say this, but I'm going to because we're being honest. People are talking about that joke. Talk about a set. Tony Hinchcliffe arguably had the best set, or one of the best sets, between Tony and Cheryl, and I would say Naeem. Like, what is it that you expect me? You want me to take a live production and stand up and fight Tony or have a reaction? Like, Tony told a joke. We didn't like it. Okay. Hey, man, fuck that joke. We move on. I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes like this big thing.
So what did you guys think about Kevin Hart responding back to the backlash about the joke?
I agree with him. I agree with him. The only question I would have for him, he should have did the same thing when the alphabet people came around when he wanted to do the Oscars. He was apologizing like a big puppy when he was denied the Oscars. I believe they denied him because he told a joke 20 years ago about the alphabet. But now, you know, he's all defiant. But he should have not apologized back then either. You know, I think we should stop apologizing for stuff. Tell people to just go stick it.
That's easy to say when you ain't making that amount of money, man.
No, what I'm saying is
they affecting your pockets like that.
Let me say this to the money thing. At some point, you can't be in fear of your integrity, especially if you're already rich. I mean, they ain't gonna take the money that you have away from you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But you already know that cancel culture back then, when that was going on at the height of that, was all time. And you know, the alphabet community, that's one of them ones. Them and the J's, you can't. Those are two communities that when they come after you, they come after you.
Well, listen. All I'm just trying to say is, at some point, you know, I guess they're more powerful than the black community because he ain't apologizing to the black folks.
Well, we know that.
You know, what I'm just trying to say is, back then, we would find out an unapologetic person even back then, they're not going to lose their life over it.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think that at some point you've got to just put your foot down and say, "Hey, man, enough is enough." You know, but like you said, Frank, easy for me to say. I'm
no, it's easy for me. I'm saying it would be easy for me to say too, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, when you making that money, you going on these tours,
you want to keep making that money.
Yeah, they buying your tickets and coming to your shows. You know what I'm saying, and keeping them seats filled. It's hard to be like, all right, I'm just going.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm just being argumentative.
Yeah,
but anyways, listen, I agree with him on the Breakfast Club. I like what he said. I'm proud of him, but.
Mm-hmm.
The book ain't over yet. He might come out tomorrow genuflecting and shit. So we'll see.
I agree too, because like he said, it's a live show. You know, so like, what was he supposed to be like? All right, hold on, stop. No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, Brady did it. Tom Brady did it in his roast. He told one of the comedians not to say something. The comedian that was, and I don't know these folks' names. The comedian
after he said it
in the
It was
red.
after the guy said it, though, right?
Yeah, and he told him not to repeat it. He told him not. He got up on the stage, whispered in his ear, like, "Come here, let me rep with you real quick." And he said to him, "Don't say that again." So there's a difference between, because Kevin Hart keeps saying, "Well, go back and watch the Tom Brady one. Go back and watch the Tom Brady one." Well, if you go back and watch the Tom Brady one, there was a comedian that said something, and he got up on that stage, he left his seat, got up on the stage and told him, "Don't say that."
I missed that. He was talking about his wife, right?
Yes. So, I mean, it's about his wife who is still here and living and breathing, right? Like they said nothing about comments, but yet now on this road, he has no, it is a production.
What good did that do? Tom Brady's wife still having a baby from the trainer. So,
but that's different. That's getting here's the problem with the whole thing, right? These jokes are pre-approved before the live production.
Are they?
They are.
Because the producers are like, they got writers for these roasts.
So they already written. The people, he approved it. Everybody else approved it.
Okay.
But I don't think he understood the backlash that he may get. He's thinking that he gonna get so much support for black people, but black people are a little bit more woke now. These young folk, they ain't going for it. So it may hurt him with us, but he's not worried about black folk because nigga dying his hair still trying to make movies. He's not worried about that because he's making money from us, but I think with what he's doing, he's going to placate to those that are going to allow him into the movies, and he's going to accept that, because if George Floyd was his brother or his cousin, I like to see what he would say.
Can I interject?
Yeah, I guess you are. I mean, I can't stand censorship of any kind. It's just slippery.
So first thing is, what's up, Hannah? What's going on?
What's going on, man?
How are you, Precious?
I'm doing well.
How y'all doing, fellas?
All right.
All right. So understand this: the culture of comedy, when you do a roast, it's the highest honor that you can get in the comedy world. They've been doing this for over 60 years. That's one. And everything goes. Anybody can get it. Whether you alive or dead. You think I'm lying, just go back and look at some of the roasts that was done back in the past. Red Fox, what's her name? LaWanda Page, Esther, Miss Esther, and a host of other ones. The roast is not something where your feelings is gonna be there. It's terrible. It's bad. That's why you never seen Eddie Murphy do it. And a couple of other comedians. They understand exactly what a roast is. Secondly, Kevin Hart did have Coach Ferg, so they did talk about his dead mom. Got ran a train on. Train on her. And a couple of other ones. Anybody can get it. Oh, the Richard Pryor roast was brutal. Right? It's not about the roast itself. The thing is that it's the sensitivity that people want to, I call it fake rage.
Right.
It's not about critiquing it after that. That's why they call it a roast. Anyone can get it. And they're going to go all the way out. No sensitivity. They ain't thinking about anything other than that roast.
Right. Now, even with, you're saying anyone can get it, right? With the roast, it was a roast for Kevin Hart. So how did George Floyd catch a stray?
It is my bad, JT. It is for him, but they roast everybody. Like they roast all even though it be the main roast is about that main person. everybody there, anybody in the stands, anybody that they can see, they will joan on them. So it's like, or any topics that's going on out there, literally The Rock didn't really have nothing to say but gay GAY jokes. Like, just, I mean, it was all directed towards Kevin, right? But it still is like, yo, like, he wasn't really telling jokes. I mean, he's not a comedian like that, but it was basically all just, hey, man, come here, bro, sit on my lap. You know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff. It was just ha, like locker room funny type of, you know, football vibe, whatever I guess you could call it, right? But yeah, they chone on everybody.
What's her name? The white chick. Everybody joned on her. The white comedian.
Yeah, Handler, but Chelsea Handler been around for 100 years, and they've been saying the same jokes about Chelsea Handler. She a whore. You know, they've been saying the same thing about her. That's why she was able to just be like, okay. Like,
no, she was okay because everybody that was there at that roast understood what a roast is. That's what I'm saying. It's a culture that.
But again, Chelsea Handler, whenever somebody roasts Chelsea Handler or says anything about Chelsea Handler, it's always the same jokes. They don't come out with anything new when it comes to her.
Right.
You know, that's all. That's the only thing. I'm trying to get this video to play, and it's not right. So at the beginning, the host of the roast was saying his jokes and going along with the teleprompter and blah blah blah. And he says one joke. And he's like, what? They told me to be racist. So, you know, I can't get the video to play or upload. And nothing's working tonight, right? But I was like, there it go. Because it's not about a roast. It's about how racist can you be? And they made that very clear. I don't know if that was like I wasn't supposed to say that, or why y'all so mad? This is what they told us to do. You know, roasting should be something that is, you know, they have the writers and things of that nature. But if you can't, I like when people do that. What is it? Crowd surfing. When they look in the crowd and they're able to come up with something off the top of their head and it's funny. You know, even with the George, I didn't think the George Floyd was disrespectful and distasteful, because even if you're going to joke about something like that, right? A tragedy in that manner, seeing pretty much a modern day lynching. Like, I've been down to the memorial of George Floyd, seeing everything, all the people that are down there supporting him, giving us the history of the memorial and things of that nature. Even if you're going to make a joke about it, the joke is going to have to land in a way where people are truly laughing, like a gut laugh. I think the laughing that happened and that went on was a very uncomfortable laugh, to the point where people couldn't get past that you're joking about George Floyd. And I think that, to me, my personal opinion, that's why the joke didn't hit good enough for people to be like, he joked about George Floyd, but that shit was funny as hell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like I know, you know, when you be like, damn, I know I shouldn't laugh. I know I shouldn't, like, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be that person, but some things are just super
I think it depends on who you ask, though, like Precious. I think some people thought it was funny as hell. I just think that. Let me ask you a question. What could they have done in the moment? What could have been done in the moment when he said that joke? What could have been done?
A simple look could have been done, but obviously a simple look could come off as you, as the comedian, being disshuffled or mad, or, you know, Kevin Hart.
What, from Kevin Hart?
Yeah, from Kevin Hart.
It's not going to be that, because this is what I don't think people understand, though, Precious.
Told himself to the white man, obviously.
No. Then you have to say that. You have to say that again. What a lot of people are missing, what you guys are missing, is that's the culture. Do you guys know who Don Rickle is?
Of course.
No.
You don't know who go watch some. Don't go watch nothing that was within the past 3 years. Go and watch some of the roast that was in the 70s, that was in the 60s. And it was during a time where racism was way higher than what it is right now. And if you hear the things that they were saying, I'm telling you, the culture is that when you do a roast, anybody can get it. And we keep going past that. You can't go to a point. This is the only thing that you can do about the roast. Don't watch it. It was on Netflix. Guess what you can do? Turn it off. It's not like they're making people do it. It's this, but check this out. When they were doing roast before, we didn't have cable and all of that other stuff. That came on regular TV. You only had a couple of channels. Mm-hmm. And with the things that they were saying, I can guarantee it. If you go watch those old roasts, the stuff that you heard there, I guarantee those roasts that they had back then, especially Don Rickles. Especially him.
Yeah, but I mean, just keep it here, JT. I mean, I think the people who want to be offended should be offended, but I don't think anybody should change anything just because people are offended. I really don't. I just think that the woke mob shouldn't dictate what should be said or what could be said. You just take whatever punishment you want to give to the person who said it. Just mete it out. If you don't want to ever go to that person's show, fine, but I am not for the woke mob censoring comedy because they don't like something. I think that's crazy.
I agree.
I think that's the most dangerous shit in the world. Because who's the arbiter? You say anything, you're going to offend somebody else. It's just who's carrying the big stick.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the one thing about George Floyd, the only thing I think that was beneficial out of the same situation, not beneficial, is that he got justice. He got justice because a 13-year-old girl sat right in front of the murderous cop. I think she won a Pulitzer Prize, by the way, I believe, for that video. And that's it. He got justice, and that's all somebody should get. I mean, just reverence and all that kind of stuff. I hear you. I mean, and so if people want to feel that way, but I think it's selective outrage, though. Because these same people, it's selective outrage.
You say selective outrage. What exactly do you mean? Because there, the outrage of what happened to George Floyd was.
No, yeah, what happened to him? He got justice for that. This was a joke about about what kind of life he led, and the point really is that he got justice for being murdered. That's the one thing that
his family did anyway.
Well, the family did. The point is there was justice served. We spent years when cops were killing black folks and they would walk scot-free. This guy's in jail and he's not getting out anytime soon. I don't even know when he's getting out. So to me,
does that mean we can joke about it?
Yes.
But we ain't joking about it. The comedian joked about it.
No, I get what she's saying. That does mean that it can be a joke about it.
I personally wouldn't joke about it because I'm not a comedian. But in that setting, I don't see in that roast when people are saying those things, I don't think we need to mobilize as a black community because this guy said it. If he was black, would we be outraged over it? Or is it because he's white?
Yeah, I think that
nobody was outraged. Hold on, Precious. Nobody was outraged when the people they was out there making jokes about Kevin's dead mama they ran a train on her. Nobody's talking about that. He even said it on the Breakfast Club, and nobody is even batting an eye at that.
So I don't think that nobody is batting an eye at that because the roast is about Kevin. So, like you said, anybody in Kevin's sphere can get it.
No, but in the roast, everybody at the roast,
everybody gets it.
So his dead mama can get it. Did you just hear that? His dead. I know him. So his dead mama can get it, but someone else that's not related to him that know what I'm saying?
Murdered?
Yeah, that's not. But his dead mother.
Was his mom murdered?
His mom's no longer here. They're both no longer here.
Okay, right. So we feel some type of way about his mom, but not about George Floyd.
No, we feel some type of way about George Floyd, but not his mom.
that's what.
So what you're saying is, I'm not giving reference to his mom, but I'm talking about the George Floyd. But y'all are saying, well, nobody said anything about his mom, so why is anybody talking about George Floyd as if they hold the same validity?
It does, because they're both not here. The thing is that they're not here. They never talked about the murder. The guy never made a joke about the murder. The joke he made was if he was in hell or he was in heaven. He made the reference to hell. He's looking up at us laughing until he can't breathe. He didn't say anything about the murder itself.
Do you remember the headlines when George Floyd got murdered? Do you remember what the headline said?
I can't breathe.
Okay, so that's what I like.
But he's no longer. But my thing is this: it does hold the same validity because they're both not here. And the joke about this is the craziest thing. The joke about Kevin's mom was not only one person; it was multiple people. And it was other people that they were talking about that were not here too. My point is this: you can't pick for one. We should never be. The thing is that we should never be sitting back picking at a roast for one, because what's going to happen? We're going to contradict ourselves. The roast, the nature of the roast is that they're going to it's not just about Kevin. He's the man of honor, but it's about comedy itself. That's what it's about. It's about the nature of comedy, not you be able to say whatever is on your mind and you be able to bring that out. Anybody can get it. That's what it is.
So do we have? So now that we open this can of worms. So you said the way that he passed, Cheryl Underwood's husband jumped off a building, right? So and they made jokes about it.
Cheryl got up there and set the record straight about that joke, right?
Because she held her
the only person that said, "Oh, you want to go there? You want to talk about?" Like she went there.
Yes, it's a roast, and she started going at another comedian, and she didn't correct them. She didn't correct them. She was going back at them, just like what Kevin did.
Right, but how did he go back with him about the George Floyd thing? Because I felt
he didn't feel a kind of way about it. It was a funny joke to him. That's why he was laughing. What I'm saying is that when he had the chance,
corporate America laugh.
No, Kevin, he did say that. He said that the joke wasn't funny and it didn't land the way that it was. He didn't feel like it landed. He was like, it could have. He was like, if you're gonna tell a joke like that,
it has to be funny.
Yeah, he had the same sentiment as you, but he wasn't up in arms about it. That's what they're saying. Because everybody, even if you could talk about somebody's husband, committing the S word and doing all of that, and talk about this man's parents that are gone away now, like everybody, you're at a roast.
Yeah, right. So the reason why the comment about his mom to me isn't the same is because this is a roast about Kevin Hart. They could have talked about his dead mom, his dead dad, his dead cousin, his dead grandma, his dead dog. It's all surrounding Kevin Hart. Now, they also talked about the other comedians that were there as well. But when you go and talk about something that did go down in history and, was a headline and things of that nature, then it does bring extra variables to me to the conversation. And I'm not saying like comedy is comedy. Comedians are going to do what they do and they're going to roast. He even said himself that it was a distasteful joke. It didn't land the way that it was, intended to. Because again, Kevin Hart had to okay all of this. So he knew it was coming. He knew what was going to be said. The guy almost stuttered saying it because
he did start saying it.
Yeah,
he kind of started saying
it was on a prompt. They knew everybody. The thing is that everybody. This is what I'm saying. Everybody knew it. It is, and the thing is, we can't go past this. It is they roast. Anything goes. Everything goes. There's not. So when we go past that rule, the thing is, and I understand pressure when you say it's about Kevin Hart, but it's not just about Kevin Hart. It's about the world of comedy. It's about the nature of comedy. The thing is,
JT, let me ask you this:
it's supposed to be distasteful. It's supposed to be the worst shit that you can think of, but it does have to land. And a lot of shit just don't land at roast. Like I said, if you go back and you start looking at the roast, you will understand what the culture is really about.
JT,
it's not about people
being sensitive. Let me ask you something, JT. Right? Let's say this. Everything you just said is correct. but Precious doesn't have to agree with that.
I didn't say she did. I'm just making a point.
Wait a minute. I'm not talking against you. She obviously doesn't agree with that premise.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I agree. I just have other thoughts and feelings about it. I agree with what he's saying as far as it's a roast. Everyone can get it and things of that nature. I just have my added opinion about the roast. He's saying we can't go past that. I'm choosing to go past that.
That's what I said. So obviously you don't agree.
You can agree with someone without wholeheartedly agreeing with everything that they're saying or having your own.
I'm talking about that point. You don't agree, but you don't agree that George Floyd should have been a part of the roast.
Right, because would the roast still have been a great roast without that joke? Well, so-called joke?
But they happen to say it, though. That's why it's selective outrage. You don't like it, I can dig it. But they would try to blame it on Kevin because he's on the Breakfast Club saying, listen, I didn't say the joke. Charlemagne the fraud is trying to put it on him like he's the one who said it. They want him to do they want him to do absolution and all this kind of stuff. And Kevin Hart said, listen, man, I didn't say the joke. It's said, what's done is done. Let's move past it. You know, I mean, listen, George Floyd got justice for his murder, for his deletion. There's justice. The guy's in jail. That's more than so many black people out there. You know, and that's all. That's it. He got his justice. Great, memorializing him and stuff. I you know what? I
think you know the comment that the host made in the beginning, saying, you know what, they told me to be racist. You know, to put that we are, like you said, JT. The everybody, quote unquote, knows the agenda of a roast to be the worst of the worst, right? But when Kevin Hart said this on the Breakfast Club, the agenda didn't change and well, that man told us the agenda. They told y'all to be racist.
No, that was part of the the show for him to do it. That's why I keep saying that what happens is when we don't understand the history. Again, it's been way worse racist things in roast that has been said by people that are still on this earth right now, and it ain't never been news. That's the only thing I have. We making it news. It's a roast.
And every time that you have comedians up there, there's comedians from all races. All their jokes are race jokes. Like most of their jokes are race jokes. If you got a Asian dude up there, they're gonna be talking about his race. If you got a Mexican woman up there, they're gonna be talking about it. Like that's what happens in comedy. Matter of fact, when you were at school and you sat around the lunch table and it was a group of people and y'all was telling jokes, your mama's so black. Your mama, your mama white, your white, like that. That's literally. That's just a dynamic.
I forgot the Muhammad Ali roast. Do you know who the comedian KC? Somebody had put it in the chat too. Do you know how racist his jokes is? Come on, man. We've been doing this. It's a lot that goes on with it. My whole thing is that it shouldn't be news. Especially when it's on something where if you didn't like it, and I understand most people don't like roast. Comedians that can't stand them. They don't even deal with them. They don't even associate themselves with that part of the culture, right? Eddie Murphy is just one of them. Arsenio Hall is another one, right? So I understand that whole part, but the only thing that really we can do is just not watch it. But to make news out of something where it's like, okay, now what we gonna do?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. My bad. You know what you can compare it to, JT? Battle rap. Yeah. Think about all the rappers that will not take a battle because how far the battle rappers go.
And we know that that's worse than a roast.
Yeah, like they be talking like you said, but I guess you would say that in those situations they're talking about your daughter, they're talking about your family, they talking about your dead uncle, your uncle who's no longer here.
Bring George Floyd into it.
Right. They're not. But they have. Yes. They
Yes.
brought the girl that was from Chicago that was caught in the freeze, that was put in the freezer. They had some, but you and people was like, yo, that's not, people like afterward they were like, yo, that's not cool. But they said it, and then people was just like, yo, we wasn't rocking with it.
Damn, that was
just
great.
like yeah,
That
just
was a
like
great analogy.
just like now, people like, yo, we wasn't rocking with that. So and there's gonna be people who be like, yo, well, they said that. They said there's something about George Floyd. People was like, yo, we wasn't rocking with that, and people just moved on.
They put your court paperwork out there, especially if you done told they done
stand.
Yeah, you took the stand. They talked. Man, it's worse than a doggone comedy roast. And people, that culture is, and that's just what that culture is. And if you don't like it, the only thing you can do is just not pay attention to it.
And a lot of rappers that are mainstream wouldn't dare because they like, yo, I can't let nobody disrespect me like that.
Look, when those mainstream rappers be trying to get into that realm, what do? They fumble. It's not the same thing. They get pushed out of there because the culture is what it is, and it's bad. And you know, it's dirty and it's nasty and it's distasteful, but that's the culture.
Well, I mean, you guys have your opinions. I have mine.
Absolutely.
It is what it is.
We still love you. We still love you, though. It's okay.
Respectfully.
I'm not going to sit here and argue. It is what it is. There will be more roasts, you know, in the future, and I'm sure we're gonna have to go through this whole thing. You know, I don't want to make news out of it. I just, you know, it is something that everyone is talking about right now, and I
absolutely
check the temperature, see where you guys were at, and your guys are pretty much saying, "Hey, look, it was a roast. It was something that, you know, it was no hold bars, no, you know, there was no." Rules that anything was off the table. This was a production, you know. Usher was up there doing his little 1-2. I don't know why he tried to give Kevin Hart some cherries, but we're gonna keep that.
That shit was funny as hell, though. You had to admit it. Kevin was cussing him out while he was singing. That was funny as hell.
You know,
I missed that one. Oh
yeah, it was in the beginning. It was right in the beginning. He was.
I didn't watch
the show, but you know, the one thing I did like about Cheryl Underwood was, you know, I to me, her comedy, she had that like the yo mama so fat type of approach, that aggressive approach, like, okay, you might talk about me, but now I'm gonna come at you type of thing. And I think that when you can keep jokes genuine and authentic and real, even Cat Williams, you know, when he came out, you know, he kept it as what he's been talking about Kevin Hart for the last God knows how long, right? He kept it real to him and his character, or, you know, this person that Cat portrays to be. So the workers don't none of us know him, so he kept it real to that, and he didn't get disrespectful. It was funny. It was, you know, I think that you can still be a great comedian and be good at your craft without being distasteful and mocking a situation that, you know, that everyone witnessed. The news.
Did they cut it out? Did they cut this thing out? Is it still in there? I mean, you can go back on replay.
Everything was there when I saw it, but that was right at the, you know, the week that it did come out. So I watched it then. I don't know.
Yeah, if they edited it out, then
I don't think that they would be able to unless they had it in their contract.
Yeah, Netflix is not going to let them take any of that out. I don't believe. I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah,
I think
that would be disappointing.
And I think the one thing that we have to remember in these situations is comedy is just like anything else. Like it's boxing. You have all different type of boxers. Yeah. Like you have a boxer puncher, you have a pure boxer, you got a brawler, you know what I'm saying? You got a banger. You have all different types of boxers. You know, it just and comedy, you have guys that can go off at the top like Gary Owen. He can or Mojo Brooks. They can go through the whole crowd, tell jokes, keep people active, keep the crowd engaged and all that. Then you get guys like Kevin Hart. He can do a little bit of that, but he has to be scripted most of the time. He practices jokes. He goes on tour. He goes around to club to perfect his jokes. That's not how a roast is anyway. These jokes are gonna fall flat. Some of them are gonna hit because they haven't had a chance to really practice these jokes on a crowd either. But at the end of the day, like, you're gonna get all these comedians that are there. They're all different. When you get the one white boy that everybody be sharing, that Kim Kardashian had too. Like, he's just a raunchy type of dude, so he gonna say raunchy type of stuff. Like, we just gotta remember that all of these things, there's just people are like, there's just different styles for different folks, man. Different folks.
And having a comedic friend, like a professional comedic friend, is annoying because they always trying their jokes no matter where they're at. They always trying their damn jokes and the shit get irritating. You know what we experienced that from? Jeff Brown. Jeff Brown would try some joke he just wrote on us. We don't know it sometimes. I just been around him long enough to be like, okay, because he's back on stage again, right? So he'd try everything anywhere he's at, and it can get annoying because this is their craft. And a lot of them tell you, unless you got 10 years in, you still a baby. Unless you got over 10 years in, you still a baby. And they're kind of right about that, because it's that being a comedian can be a lonely fucking job too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For sure.
You know, and it can be depressing for a lot of people. So yeah.
Yeah. You know, my last thing is too, a lot of people had a lot of backlash for Tank. When he was because he kept making all these jokes towards Tyrese the whole night.
Yeah,
but
that was funny,
his best friend is Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
So all he do is just tell jokes, and people was just getting upset even in the comments during the verses. Like, why he just keep joking? Why he just keep joking? So that goes to show, like, what you talking about, JT. People just you be like, damn, man, shut up and sing, nigga.
Yeah, for real.
I think it's going to bring more awareness to people watching these roasts, right? Because, you know, it roast, most people don't tune into it in real time. And the fact that we are in the longest victim Olympics in modern history today, a lot of people will use these to say, see, this is racism, right? So you can't please everybody, you know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, everything that they did, it was within the rules. So it wasn't violating anything. So we'll see going forward who's next up as a black comedian to be roasted. And people are going to be listening and see if anybody says anything racial. Then Ben Crump will get to show up. And, you know, so it is what it is, man. I call a white boy crack all day. He's a cracker. He's a redneck. You know, I grew up in Kentucky. No, I'm just saying I grew up in Kentucky. They call us niggas sometimes. We call them crackers. White boys. But no big thing.
Is it a real thing that it's been a while since a black comedian has been roasted? I thought I saw that or heard that somewhere. It's been at least over 10 years.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me look.
Not true.
Snoop Dogg was.
I don't know why people like. Do y'all like Paul Mooney? I've never liked him.
He reminded me of Corey Holcomb. Are sort of the same.
I remember saw Snoop Dogg.
Nah.
So dry.
Corey is totally different than him.
I'm just saying.
I liked his joke. I like Paul Mooney's jokes when another comedian is saying them, like when Richard Pryor.
We know why you don't like Paul Mooney.
No, that's not the reason why. No.
Yeah. Nah, he would have to say he don't like Richard Pryor.
I'm going strictly off of the craft, and a lot of people like him, and I've gave it 20 years to see what it is that people liked about him. It's just I just don't like his comedy. Period.
All right.
Now the person that I did was Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory is very, very funny. His comedy is because it's smart and funny at the same time. But yeah, Paul Mooney, I just never liked him telling his jokes.
He ain't hype with it. He's too funny. Yeah. Now Paul Mooney's a legend, man. He was right.
Yeah, he was good, man. He was good. Anyway, was that the last video, Precious?
That was the last video.
Oh,
Thank you guys for hanging in there. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning. I don't know, StreamYard sometimes. The computer acting fine all day. As soon as I hit go live, it started acting up. So I appreciate you guys. Definitely support the platform if you feel led. I'll put the Cash App here, but I appreciate you guys for joining us, joining in the conversation. Like I said, we don't necessarily point fingers, but we do point out behaviors. And, there was a lot of selfishness tonight. There was a lot of, women not being honest. And these are the things that, we as women should work on, because being honest is the best gift you can give somebody. Right. If you don't like your husband no more and you feel like you done fell out of love with him, tell him. Don't tell
the world. Yeah, I agree.
Right. If you feel like you can't smile at your husband because work is just doing so much to you, be honest about your job. Be honest about the hours you're working. Be honest that you can't handle this mental load and this, psychological load. If these are the issues, then you have to be honest about them and truthful. And that like and love conversation, I thought was a good conversation to bring up, because I think that there are a lot of people who are in marriages who don't like or love their significant others anymore. It all has faded away. And then there are people who like people who won't be honest and say, hey, I like you. I like, these things, or I like the way that, you text me good morning, whatever the case may be. They're not honest about those things. And so that like doesn't have even an opportunity to turn into love. And so, just pointing out these behaviors and having this conversation, I think was, beneficial to somebody out there. And then, of course, Kevin Hart, a roast is a roast is a roast is a roast, right? However, if you're going to give a joke or deliver a joke, I should say, then let there be some talent behind it so that it lands in a place that people don't have this selective outrage. Don't leave it and because if something happens at a big establishment, let's just say something happens at a Hilton hotel, right? Well, Hilton themselves didn't make this thing happen. However, Hilton is responsible, and so I think that's part of the thing with Kevin Hart. Nobody's blaming him because everybody knows that he didn't deliver the joke. However, his name is plastered all over everything. And so when people write complaints and they write it to corporate, Kev is corporate in this situation. And so, no, you didn't write it. No, you're not necessarily in the hot seat, but in the same breath you are, because it does have your name attached to it. He started off that interview by saying, you attach your name to things to make them bigger. Well, hello, corporate. You're going to have to sometimes being in that big seat and making things bigger is not always comfortable. And so to me, Kevin Hart went on the Breakfast Club in defense mode. And it's like, no, corporate know how to do damage control. It's okay to feel what the people are feeling without owning those feelings, but it's okay to say, I understand why people are feeling this way. I do understand. And he did say that, but in the most of it, he was defensive. And it was defense of the comedy world of it being a roast and getting that message across to everyone and making them understand that. So again, I appreciate you guys. We will be back next week, Wednesday.
Before you say the magic words, all you fellas, this is for the fellas, but you can listen. I put a link to one of my AI deals. If you ever want to hear a woman sing to a man about how she loves him, I put it in the back chat. If
you ever want to hear a woman,
she's talking about the praises of her man. And the words are like, man, if your woman ever sang to you like that, you'd be really confused.
Is this copyright? Is this yours?
Huh?
Is this yours?
Is it my work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that in there.
I think he's a music.
Anybody can use it.
He's a music composer now. Payne be composing.
Man. And then I got these avatars, right? The lady, but she's singing to her guy, and the words coming out of her mouth will melt the average bear.
Gotta check it out.
All right. Well, I got a window.
Oh, Barry White.
Hey, Precious, I got one thing to say to y'all.
What
All
up?
right.
What's
Y'all
up?
know, listen, I'll be forgetting to change my name on here. If I hear y'all call me sir one more time, y'all know me.
I call you Frank. I can't pronounce
I call you Frank. I call you Frank.
Nah, man,
Or
man.
Champ. I call you Frank or Champ.
Man, Precious been calling me sir all night. Listen, we are family up in here, man. Don't be calling me sir. You get Frank, Champ. You know what I'm saying? You get accent.
Hey Frank, I don't call you that because I can't pronounce
sure.
the F right there, the F and the H there. So
It's Sir FH. You just Sir FH, man.
What's crazy?
Some people say
Did I
surf.
tag you in the on the Instagram? I don't think I could find you, and I'm like, is he in here as Sir FH on your Instagram?
Oh, I changed it to Champ Talk Reactions. So I made all my social media the same. But yeah.
Keep grinding, boy. I see you.
I'm
it's
trying,
supposed to be surf. It's supposed to be pronounced
That's
surf.
what some people pronounce it as surf.
Surf.
They be like, hey, surf. Like, nah, it's Sir FH. Fast hands. That's all. It's just
man, you know, it's just like black people making up their own words.
Y'all crazy, man. Surf.
Yeah, that's hella funny, man.
You know I got jokes now. You know that, right?
Hey, as soon as I jump on the game, man, it be somebody like if I jump in like a random lobby, they be like, hey, who's the guy surfing here? Like, hey, man, don't just call me Frank, man. Just call me
All right.
Well, guys, definitely give your closing remarks, and then we'll get up out of here. I gave mine already.
Okay. Well, I gave mine. Go check out my link. I think y'all love that song.
Yeah, just
check out Champ Talk Reactions, man, if you get a chance. And then, you know, we all family over
once in
here.
a while when I can catch it. I see you doing your thing.
Yeah, just follow me at if you guys haven't What We Know podcast. I'm also over there on the Black Man Unfiltered channel along with my man R Payne. And we had a great conversation. I know I came in on the end of it, but man, this work can be getting at me. But I always have to come and pay my sister a visit. And thank you, Precious, for having me.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. All right, guys, we'll be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you have some time, check us out on Tuesday, the Adoptee Foster show. Leon won't be joining me on Tuesday. The Tuesday after, we will be having a guest. We're starting to line up folks to come up on the Adoptee Foster show to build the community. At some point, I do want to do an adoptee meetup. We were supposed to go to one this year in October. However, it was canceled. So I do want to build our community so we can have a meetup. So if you guys have any time, if you're interested, if you know anyone who's adopted, been in foster care, all that good stuff, definitely stop by. You might learn something. You might be able to teach somebody else something, or just be able to pass the information along to them so they know that they have a community that they can attach themselves to. But you guys know what I say. Be real with yourself, so you can be real with everyone else. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. It's Thursday in about 20 minutes. So we are almost there. Have a great weekend and enjoy the beautiful weather. See you guys next month.
Take it easy.
See you later.